Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another first Descendant video. So my Luna build is coming along nicely. I'll have it ready soon. I still need to do some more testing. So what I'm going to do here is cover the additional damage that you get from holding a particular gun. So I wanted to explain how that works, what guns you need, what mods you need, do cores matter, does the readjustment work, things like that. And so what I'll do here is I'll quickly read you the summary of this video basically, so that if you just want the quick information, you'll get it here. And then I'll show you all the things with the math behind it and how this works. So the two guns that you need are the piercing light and the ATEMs. So these are the only two guns that you need because these have the most damage, and you can put the elements and get more damage when you're using your first ability. Now the launcher, the exterminator, this is good on paper, but from what I have found, this is only giving us 15% of the firearm attack damage instead of the 30 that it says on the battlefield console. So over here, if you see on the right hand side, we have the damage skill power times 470. Then we have additional damage, firearm damage into 30%. So this 30% seems to be working with the snipers and the assault rifles that I've checked. But with the launchers, it's only giving us 15%. So I'll show you the math behind that as well. So that is the interesting discovery. Now regarding what works and what doesn't work, the cores do not work. So the core stats do not carry over to the unique weapon. The readjustment does. Okay. And then the mods also do. And the mods that you're looking for are the firearm attack mods, the weak points mods, and the element mods. Those are the only things that you need. So basically, these are the mods that you need on the gun if you're going to use it as a stat stick for Luna's abilities. You can use fire rate. Fire rate does help because, for example, with this toxic gun barrel, it reduces your fire rate. This will bring it back up. Or you can use the priority mod instead, and this will give you additional 25%. I'll show that later as well. So this is basically the summary of the things that I've found so far. Of course, if we discover new things, we'll mention it. But at the moment, piercing light for chill, and you can mod the ATEMs if you can get a second copy of the ATEMs, one for toxic, one for fire. Like I said, the exterminator and the other launches, they're only giving 15%. So let me show you the math behind this. So over here, this is the piercing light that I've set up. This is 502,936.2 firearm attack. Okay, so if we do the math behind this, so 502,936.2, multiply this by 0.3 for the 30%, 150,880.86. So this is the number you should get when you're in your first ability. So let's shoot this Vulgus level 1 order of truth. You can see 502,936, and the second number is the element damage, 430,616. Okay, now we jump onto this and we shoot with the skill, and you can see we are getting 150,880. We are also getting 430,616, and of course we are getting the skill damage number. Now, interestingly, we are getting the full element damage, but only 30% of the firearm attack damage. So that is very interesting. Okay, now let me show you the launchers. So the exterminator. Now once again, the cores do not matter. So I have fire rate and fire element, so these will not get carried over. And we are only looking at this number here. So 413,669.976. So calculator back, 413,669.976. 30% of this, we should be getting 124,100.99. So this should be the 30% damage when we are on the hoverboard. Okay, so hoverboard stage, whatever she calls it. So now if we hit this, the number we are seeing is 62,050. Okay, and you would have noticed 62,050 is exactly half of 124,100. So we are actually getting 15% firearm attack with the launchers, whereas with the snipers we are getting 30%. So I've also tested with the um, assault rifle. So let me show you a very simple purple assault rifle. This is the Calico's horn. I'm checking to see if there's anything here on the rolls that could increase the damage. We have no mods on this one. So if we shoot the Vulgus here, 13,068. 13,068. There's no element here. And so 30% of this will be 3,920.4. Okay. And so now if we jump on the board stage and we get 3,920, as you can see, the smaller number. So we are getting the 30% from there. So this works with the firearm attack, 30% on the assault rifle, on the sniper rifle. With the launcher, it doesn't work. I have another launcher. Let's just have a quick comparison again. So I have this Guardian R4 launcher. Again, no mods here. And we have explosive attack and fire attack. But the number over here is 256,047.61. So 256,047.61 multiplied by 3, 76,814. Okay. And now we jump up here and we shoot and see the number we get is 38,407. Okay. And notice this 38,407 is exactly half of what we should be getting, 76,814, 38,407. So the launches at the moment seem to be giving 15% damage. So this is why I'm saying build the piercing light for chill, build the ATAMs for toxic, and you can build another copy of the ATAMs for the fire element. So you'll have all three elements covered depending on what you need. We have run Sigma Sector a lot, so we should have extra things, ATAMs. Look at that. I can make 42 copies of the ATAMs. So yeah, I'm going to make another one. And yeah, so once again, the mods that you need are these. All the mods that give you firearm attack. So rifling reinforcement, action reaction, and charge amplification. Don't worry about removing the crit damage because we are using this as a stat stick, not as a normal assault rifle. Weak point sight and weak point detection. These special mods do not work, so just these two. And then the element mods, so you have toxic enhancement, toxic gun barrel. You can also go with the poison priority. This will not reduce your fire rate. Regarding the fire rate, when you're on the hoverboard, it is fixed at 316. It can go up and down if you have something that reduces the fire rate like the toxic gun barrel, or it increases it by fire rate up. And also when you are in the fever stage, when you have maxed out your custom resource and you press one of the abilities, now your fire rate is locked at 666, which means Luna is the devil. If I was to remove the fire rate up, we are now losing 25% here. So if we go into this, we're only getting 252, not 316. And if we remove the toxic gun barrel and we add the fire rate, so this time we have 316 and another 25%. So now if we go in the first ability and have a look, we are at 421. Now this doesn't affect the fever stage, it'll always be 666. So this one goes up. So if you want, you can use the priority, the poison priority and the fire rate up, or if you want more element damage, you can use the toxic, and this will balance each other. So 25 minus here, 25 plus here, you'll get 60. So these are the mods that I would recommend on the ATAMs for the piercing light, and you can change around the element. Of course, here it has base chill, so this will be additional damage. If we had another gun with similar damage numbers that also had a base element there, then we can build with that for the other elements. But yeah, so for toxic 8 amps, for piercing, for chill, piercing light, and for fire, you can build another copy of the 8 amps. I'm going to go and start research on another. But yeah, these will be the 3 elements covered with Luna if you want to use that, because you do get a lot of damage. So yeah, that's a quick video explaining the firearm damage, the additional damage that you get with your skills. Hopefully this is useful and you can narrow down the guns that you want to farm and build around it. So yeah, so piercing light for chill, 8 amps for toxic and fire if you want to build the 3 elements. And of course, these are the mods you want. You also want on the readjustment, you want firearm attack, you want weak point damage, and you want element. I need to go and put an element on the 8 amps. I'll probably change the bonus firearm attack versus Colossus. Also, the firearm crit rate crit damage can also go. So yeah, that is my conclusion. Of course, if I find more information, if there are new things that come to light, we will adjust accordingly.